Hey, what's going on, people? It's your boy Moose here. Welcome back to another video. In this one today, you already know the vibes. We are doing another coaching video, and in this series, basically, I go through like a play-by-play of what I'm thinking in my head and like before it happens on screen for you guys, so you guys can clearly understand and hopefully pick up a few pointers or so from what I am doing in the game. I know a lot of people enjoy this, and in this gameplay, actually, it was taken from my solo queue adventures of last season's split, where I was in Diamond 3 in the Predator lobbies, and I was against some really good players. But I'm still gonna take you guys through it step by step and do the best that I can for you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Leave a dislike if you didn't. Consider subscribing if you're new. Leave a comment down below and let me know if this series is actually helping you or not. Because if it isn't, then I'll probably just cut it. But if it is, leave a comment down below and let me know. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later. Okay, so right here, you guys are going to notice that I am already looking for a weapon to defend myself. I'm not looking for the armor, because if you're going for the armor, you are going to get shot in the back right off of drop. Always make sure you pick up the gun first, never the armor. The next thing I notice is that I actually have probably the best weapon in the game, along with the best attachment for it, which is that purple heavy mag, so I know that I can win the fights. I'm aware that the other team just landed, so probably I'm doing a 50-50 fight with every single one of them, hoping that none of them have the greatest of armor or weapons, and in this case, it worked out in my favor. But keep in mind, this does not happen all the time, and you do have to make sure that your gun is on point and you are not missing a lot of bullets. You're gonna see me go for the first knock ASAP. As soon as I land, I'm gunning for that first guy who landed on top with me, and then immediately after, I'm going to the gunshots to try and help my team to provide that support and get the other kills, because I know that they haven't done a lot of looting.
I need heavy ammo.
Heavy ammo here.
Dibs.
Gotta hop up here. Select fire. Administering medical aid.
Thanks.
Your gratitude.
Prowler SMG here.
Healing up. Eyes are open though.
I've got an Evo shield here. It's cool. Level 2.
That's mine.
Hostile close.
Coming up to this fight, I noticed that my teammate has pinged them out, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait and take my time and just basically see and try and do my best to hear where everybody is before I actually go rushing into it. And you guys are going to notice that the only time that I really push is when my team starts making noise, because I want to try and get them on a flank. I want to try and find somebody who might be split from their team. I also just want to get a different angle, because if I go at them head on, there is a 100% chance I'm going to die, especially at these levels. So once the teammates start moving and they're up with me and they start making noise, you guys are going to see me push to the left, and you're going to see me slide jump around the barrier. Now what that's going to do is, unfortunately, my teammate went down in this process, but I was able to take a trade with the Wraith, and that is what we were looking for in the team fights. We are looking for that, and unfortunately for my teammate, he got the tail end of it, which is bad for him, but in my case, I ended up getting that trade, which is good for the team in general. So after I take out the Wraith, I noticed that it's just a lifeline and a Pathfinder left, and I'm hoping the armor that my teammate and I have are actually better, which in this case it was. If we didn't, I wouldn't have pushed so crazy, but the reason why I pushed is because I knew I had my teammate on my backside giving me that support that I needed, and he could get some shots on him and distract maybe one, which ended up being the case, and they shot at him rather than me for the most part, because if I got team shot there, I 100% would have died. So my teammate played a vital role by backing me up in that situation. We were able to get a team fire off on both of these guys, which inevitably led to us winning this fight.
Stabilizer here. Level 3.
Contact with target.
Understood.
Taking shots. Reloading. Reloading.
That was the last one. Subtracted from the equation.
So in this next fight, you guys are going to notice I am going to take a quick look to the left, and as soon as I hear something, I immediately try to get shots to see and identify what kind of armor they have. After I've identified that we actually have the armor advantage completely, I'm going to make a portal right for the building because I know that it's going to be a battle to get high ground, because whoever has that high ground will end up winning that fight. Nobody wants to be playing low ground in this situation, especially when we are out in the open, so I know from experience that a lot of people are going to rotate to this building, and I know from experience that getting the high ground is going to be vital in this situation. So once I get the high ground here, I'm going to drop my portal and wait for my teammate to come up, and then we are just going to casually go through this team and pick them apart one by one by going from level to level, starting up at the top because the Wraith contestant had the exact same idea as me, and then I ended up winning that. We ended up trading that, and then from there we just went, like I said, from level to level, sweeping through the bottom and eliminating this team.
Contact. Making contact with enemy. Setting up.
Recharging shields. Get ready. It's zipline time.
Portal's ready.
All things die. Independent variable added.
I downed an enemy. Recharging my shields.
Setting another gas trap. Data soon to follow.
Hostile over there.
Understood.
Heard that.
Okay, so right here, it's a very, very basic play that I'm going to be making, but essentially what happens is I only spot one and ping him out, so I'm going to drop a portal just in case I need to get back up top. But the way that I'm going to place it is that I'm always going to have the play in front of me. Like I said, I only saw one, so I'm not too sure whether his team is, if they are underneath in the tunnel, or if they are out in the open or in a skeeve spot. So to play it safe, my portal is going to be set to where I know I can get back to it, and I know where I'll be behind the play at all times, so nobody's coming up to me. The last thing I want is to drop a portal and have my teammate go through and get shot in the back.
Placing a portal.
Grappling.
Spotted us right here. Spotted one.
I set the portal.
Firing.
Reloading.
Target spotted. Reloading. Reloading. I downed an enemy. Reloading.
Beware. I've added a variable. Trap set and waiting. Another variable for the lab rats.
Shield battery here.
Coming in on this play, you guys are going to notice that I have spotted out a completely new team, which is to be expected. People are going for third parties. There is still 11 squads up, 12 squads up. But I'm going to peek down low first just to make sure that nobody is caught out in the solo. And once I notice that there is a solo crypto down there and there is somebody up top shooting at my teammates, I'm going to focus the guy who is up top, because if he is focused on my teammates, he is not prepared for me to crawl up on him. That means I can get easy shots and potentially no damage to myself, so I am prepared even if it is a 1v2 that I am pushing into, which happens to be the case, which leaves me with a one-on-one versus a Wraith, because obviously, for obvious reasons, the Gibraltar is going to go down. With that being said, it is now turned into a 2v1 with my teammates pushing in, and I know exactly where this Wraith is going to be, and I still know that the crypto is down low, and I already got some shots on him, so he is probably done healing and is pushing back up or chasing me because he saw me going up on the Gibraltar. Now, this has already turned into a 2v3 situation, so I'm feeling very, very confident, so I am not going to heal at all, and I'm not going to back out of this because I know my teammates have just set a zipline and are pushing up right beside me.
Hostile close.
Copy that.
Recharge my shields.
Those care packages likely shift the delta in our favor.
Contact with hostile.
Understood.
I am taking fire. Throwing arc star.
You guys are going to notice that we are going to get third-partied here, but they haven't pushed in completely, which leaves my teammates enough time to get some shots and letting me know exactly where they are up on height. You guys are going to see that my teammates actually hit for flesh, and so do I. So what I am going to do is I'm actually going to take the low ground and try to meet that player who ran away low ground as well and try to cut him off from getting to his team who have been up on height. Once that happens, I do get the knock and I end up getting the thirst. And then as I'm going up the stairs, I end up hearing the revolt. And once the revolt comes, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to wait because I know that my teammates are also coming in through the low ground, and those teams who are in revolt are going to get this false hope of confidence and are going to push down like psychos, letting me walk upstairs, use their revolt, and get height from them. That allows my teammates to send them back, and that also allows my teammates to get up top using the exact same revolt to our advantage and to their disadvantage.
I have a subject in view. Look out, grenade. Shields.
Enemy down. Reloading.
Reloading. I killed an enemy. I'm taking fire, friends.
Attention, delivering
Shield to recharge. Replicator incoming, friends.
Getting shot at. Back at the totem. My abilities aren't working. That was the last one. Enemy over there. Hostile spot.
So right here, what is going to happen is I am going to try and get in on this fight because they are actually currently occupied with another team. What I did not account for is a Revenant who was split from his team, but I ended up getting, but you're going to see what happens. Now, the reason why I ended up dropping on this Revenant after I got him to absolute 1 is because if I stayed up there, I was going to be the focus of a double G7 scout, and I knew that I had some cover down low, so I was able to give up that high ground. When the Wraith portal's down to try and get this Revenant, I am immediately going to try and go for the thirst to no avail, which is unfortunate, but you guys will also notice that I am not going to take the portal. I am actually going to take the zip line to go and recontest this. And the reason why I recontest it so fast is because both of my teammates are now up on height with me. And while they're up on height, I hear that my teammate has actually dropped a zip line. So even if I go up there, I know I'm not looking for the wipe here. What I'm looking for is to get enough damage for the trade, and I'm sacrificing myself so we can win the fight. I don't want them to get the res. So by letting them get the trade off on me, I allow my teammates to come in and clean it up. Unfortunately, there was a random Revenant third party, but my teammates ended up dealing with that in the process, which was really, really good. So kudos to them.
Spotted.
Copy that.
Reloading. Contact. Getting shot at. My abilities aren't working. Recharging my shields. Reloading.
Zipline deployed.
Hostile right there. Making contact with enemy.
The enemies are shooting at me.
Hostile close.
Bomb deployed. My vision is clear.
Friends are coming to kill us. There's another squad.
Reloading. Getting shot. One point. Variable to consider. Reloading. Recharging shields. Let's move to this sector. Death will have to wait.
Reloading.
Patching myself up.
I am repairing
enemy over there. Target over there.
After healing up from that fight, I immediately noticed that there's another fight going down on low ground right in front of me to my right, but I also noticed that there is a solo player over to the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a portal down so we can 3-push this solo player while the fight is still going on, so we don't have to worry about getting a third party or fourth party while going after this Bloodhound to eliminate him from the game and getting us one step closer to a top 5. After we eliminate him, we are immediately going to come back through the portal and regain that high ground to get position on the next team that was still fighting to the right. You guys are going to see it. We are going to start moving over towards this circle while maintaining a high ground position.
Punching a tunnel. Hostile spotted.
Enemy over there.
The trap is set. Data soon to follow.
Portal's ready. Contact with hostile. You're in a hot zone. Contact with hostile.
Opening fire on the enemy.
Variable. Ring is in close proximity. Shields are recharging.
Portal here. Hostile over there.
The ring is in close proximity. Less than 1 minute.
Hostile spotted.
So here's where things start to get a little bit tricky and complex with my thought process. So as I am rotating over, I obviously notice that the full team that was fighting on low is now contesting for this high ground. And the one thing that I want to make sure is that we do not lose the height. Once you lose the height, you are subjected to probably team fires from multiple teams that are probably holding different angles on height as well as a team that's probably already down low contesting the building. So I'm going to do my best to hold my ground and hold off this lifeline until my teammates are able to come in. And once I get the knock on the lifeline, I am confident that I can continue to push forward because I know my team is literally right behind me. And that is why I want to stress this enough. You have to be very, very confident in your gun skill. And if you are not confident in your gun skill, just wait for your team, back up a little bit. I did not, because obviously I'm a very confident player and an aggressive player. That's why I was able to hold my ground and stay there. But if you are not, I cannot stress this enough. Do not push like I did. The only reason why I did is because I know I'm able to play the doorways well. I know my movement is better, and I already had shots on the lifeline prior to. If I didn't and I took damage first, I 100% would have backed off. But if you are not confident, I cannot stress this enough. Like I said, do not push this, wait for your teammates. But you still want to contest that high ground at the same time. That's why it's a little bit complex. If you are not confident and you are one of those players that would have backed off in this situation, what I want to stress to you guys is if you guys do back off, make sure you get behind some cover or get a head glitch so you can still contest that fight. Because like I said before, you really do not want to lose the high ground, especially in this situation when the ring is getting small. So I'm going to catch myself here doing something that I really shouldn't have done, and that is chasing. The reason why I was so confident in chasing her is because I felt that I had done a sufficient amount of damage to her that I could chase and get the knock. But what I will say is when I did commit to down low, I was very, very fortunate that there was no team down low because I could have potentially just thrown the game. What I should have done is went right back through the portal and maintained that high ground because it really isn't worth it to chase in these situations when there is so little of teams. And that's something that I get caught doing, and that's something that I need to improve on as a player getting better. And the whole reason of this coaching series was to help you guys and to help myself, like I said in the first episode. So this is kind of me realizing what I did wrong and how you guys shouldn't do what I did in this situation. You guys should just go back, not even chase it. It's not worth the 1 KP because I'm already maxed out. You should have just went back through the portal and got that height and stayed with your team. I was fortunate that it worked out in my favor, but it is not always like this. You guys will see that we end up going for a fight back on high ground when we shouldn't have had to in the first place, when we should have already been holding it and contesting it against the final team. And like I said, that is completely on me, but I would be lying if I said I didn't have a 20 bomb in mind, because honestly, it would be pretty cool to drop a 20 in a Predator lobby. But I should not let my selfishness get ahead of me. The win is what is most important in ranked.
Getting shot at. taken out.
I confess, that kill was pleasant.
Phoenix kit here.
Repairing.
Contact with target.
Okay.
Let's go this way.
Gas trap deployed. Deploying variable.
Zipline deployed.
Making contact with enemy.
The second squad is firing at us.
Opening fire on the enemy.
Recharging shields.
I am taking fire, friends.
Reloading.
Reloading.
Taking damage. Reloading. Amazing. Let's go this way.
Administering medical aid.
Reloading. Listen, let's move here. Healing up. Eyes are open though.
Beware. I'm headed up there.
Firing. Recharging my shields. Punching a tunnel.
The map says nothing.
Reloading.
We killed the last.
Healing my wounds.
Making contact with enemy. Thermite grenade out. Fire. Whole squad down. Now we can loot them.
Contact with target.
Yes.
Contact.
Okay.
You are the Apex champions.
That concludes this episode of the coaching series. Thank you guys so much once again for the support. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.